Hey everyone, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group, SSFTG. Today we're going to be going over my weekly routine when it goes into when it comes to UpLand. And UpLand is something that I usually check back once a week or maybe twice a week. But in this case, I had one of my properties sell, so along with my normal weekly routine, I'm going to go through all of the normal things that I try to do. Obviously, I'm not even logged in yet, so give me 1 second here and we'll jump right in. All right, there we go. So just got logged in, and a few things right out of the gates. First off, like I said, I have a sale. So if I go into my messages here, you can see actually there were two of them. There was one that sold for $9,500 and another one that sold for $9,500. I wonder if it'll tell me how much I bought those for. Not anymore. Well, they're gone now. I'm not sure why, but I'm pretty sure I got those for around $3,000 or $4,000. Anyway, so those are taken care of right there. We'll get those out of the way. We can close that out of the way. And then, of course, on the top right, this is how much I've earned since the last time I've logged in. So we've got about another 137 coins here. So let's collect those real quick. And that means that we've got roughly, let's see here, around 63,400 to go with. Now, I never like spending all of mine because there's new places that are opening up constantly. And I want to make sure that I have some capital for those new places. You'll notice, if you look at every single one of these areas, there's a blue dot. A blue dot means that I own properties there. The reason for that is primarily having them strewn across the entirety of, well, in this case, the U.S., because that's the only place that there are. That makes it easier for travel later on if this becomes a much larger thing. You'll notice airports and train lines and all of those things. Having homes in these locations makes it a lot easier to travel and navigate while you're there. That aside, I just like having a lot of different new stuff, and a lot of times people in new areas are selling things way cheaper than they should be because they're just looking to quickly flip it, buy it for $1 or $2, sell it for $3 or $4, right? Which, you know, hey, 100% return's 100% return, but I'm a bigger fan of buying it for $4 and selling it for $12 or $15. I just like that a little bit more. Of course, I'm talking in dollars, but the UPX equivalent. I, myself, living here in Michigan, am not able to utilize the dollar sales yet, so I still have to go with UPX, but in my mind this basically means that I've got about $63.43, right? We can kind of cut that down to that degree. So what I'm looking to do is find some halfway decent properties that somebody placed way too cheap. That's one of my favorite strategies, and if we go into New York, you'll notice there's a couple spots that I don't have properties in. First off, one that I've been keeping an eye on, and if I put an outline around it here, now we can see where it is. This area in New York, along with this area over here, is a newer zone, but these are incredibly expensive up in this area. So if I go up here, as an example, and we just look for all available properties, which are all of those green dots, they start out at $38. Okay, so that would be about that'd be about half of my UPX. No thanks. That is going to be a hard pass. But what I like doing is I like seeing, did someone screw up? You know, I know it sounds awful, but I want to see, did somebody mess up? Did they place it way too cheap? Did they put it way, way too low? Like right here in Rutherford, New Jersey, if I go into that, you can see it's over on this side. That's not going to help me. These are already in the $11 or $12 range. What I want to see is something over here, and, well, we already know because we looked over there, that doesn't exist. So nobody messed up today over there. But the next thing that I want to do is go around and see if we can snipe any halfway decent properties from a zoomed out position. So if we zoom out to the aerial view so I can see the entirety of everything here, and we click the little button down there on the right for properties nearby, that's going to show us all of the properties that we can see in our screen space. Now, as far as the lowest price one, sort by price, the cheapest one is $5.79. So that means it's about 5,700 UPX. Now, if I'm going through this, obviously I could buy it in dollars and cents, but I just want to use the UPX that I have. So I need to find the first one that's actually available for sale via UPX right there, 6,250, which is 23. And generally speaking, a lot of these tend to be around 23, 24, 20 when looking at the size of the plot. Because remember, if I buy these and I end up holding them for a long time, the bigger the plot, the more UPX they earn me for sitting there. So I still want to make sure that even though I'm trying to flip these properties, I still want to make sure that I get paid for holding on to them if they don't go away quickly. So like this one, 6,600 for 49. That is a very good price. I'm going to snatch that up really quick here. Let me get my my code. Come on now. I need a code. There it is. Okay. So that was a really good example of one. It's a 49 UP squared for the same price as the others, which are 20. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking to snipe. I want to pick something up that somebody placed way undervalued, and then once that property clears and once I own that property, I should be able to double my investment on that one. That's a nice little flip there. The two properties that I sold were $9,000 each. I've spent $6,000 of it. I generally like reinvesting about half of it. So if we can find another property, probably not here, these are too expensive, but if we can find another property for maybe $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, somewhere in there, we might be able to add another one and still bank a good, you know, 7,000 or 8,000 in the UPX bank vaults there. Let's see what we have over here in Ohio. $4.24. We're in the 4,000s range then. Average size, though. Look at the average sizes. This is what you have to pay attention to every time you change. The average size here, 41, 37, 48, 56, 57. These are bigger. These are much larger properties. So if I find a 40 for 6,000 or something, that's not a good value here, okay? What we need to find are the ones that are that line up. Like this one right here, 4,600 for 44. That seems pretty fair for what we're seeing across the rest of the value. So if I were to buy that, chances are I'm probably going to be holding on to it for a little while. Here's one in the 52s for 4,700. That's just not very good. 56 for 48. I need a little bit more. The properties here are a lot larger. I'd like to see 60s or 70s for around that price, and I might be a little happier. 58 for 5,000. They're getting close, right? We're starting to push into that area, but it looks like Ohio might be a little bit of a tough one to find anything that fits. Okay, so let's get out of Cleveland. Let's head over to Chicago and see if Chicago's got anything for us. Take a look at the properties that they've got over here. All right. A little bit cheaper, but notice the size of the properties again. 12, 14, 13, 14, 10. These are a lot smaller properties, so we're dealing with high value again. We're in the city, obviously. It's just like normal real estate. So let's see if we can find something that somebody didn't price properly here. Everybody's trying to get their dollars and dollars and dollars. Let's get through all these. Where are the UPX ones? And as more and more places are offered UPX versus dollars, a lot of people I would assume are going to use dollars. Here's a 4,600 for 26. Okay, we're starting to get an idea. You know, the normal prices were. I'd like to see if we can find some maybe in the 30s. That'd be nice. 36, 36, 24. Nah, that's not very good. 32 for 4,700. Okay. 32 for 4,700. 37. No, that's 26. Nope, nope. 39. 32. Looks 37 so far has been the best one that we've been able to find in UPX at least. 36. All right, 36. Whoa, what was that? 44. Oh, that was in dollars and cents. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Now 47.50 for 33. Okay. Well, now we might have something here. Where is that? I like that. Definitely. All right, so let's pick this one up as well, and that is a good value to pick that up. 33 UP squared for around 4,000 or 5,000. And what I like to do now that these properties are purchased, because it is on the EOS blockchain and it takes a little time for these properties to clear, I'll let these ones take care of themselves, because from the last time I logged in, I did the same thing. I bought properties, sold properties, etc. So if I go into my properties list, assuming that I haven't placed them on sale already, if I go down, here they are, I can see the ones that I am able to sell. So these are in Kansas. Definitely didn't buy these today. But I bought this one for 4,300. This is a 51 UPX. So if I go in, let's try to sell this bad boy, and I think we can get probably 12,500 for that. So let's throw that up for 12,500. It's a cool little lot area. That's a nice little spot. All right. And this one we bought for $39.80. It's a 48. It's a little bit smaller. So let's throw this one up for a solid $10,500. That'll cover the cost for the most part. We'll get that one listed up for sale. Let's see if there are any other ones that I haven't listed yet. Go through all of the properties. Here's one right here. Got a 6600 that I got for 43 on Staten Island, New York. That's a really nice one. Somebody definitely did not price that one properly. I'm going to list that one for 15,000. See if we can get 15,000 for that one. Bought it for 6, a little bit on the higher side, but it is a larger one. It's in Staten Island, New York. We should be able to pick that off relatively quickly. Here's another one, 6,600 for 43. Let's sell this one as well and put that up for 15,000. See if someone bites at 15,000 on that one too. Oh, actually, I think that's the one that I just did, isn't it? I think it is. That's probably why it gave me an error. All right, are there any other ones? I think this is one that I've owned from the beginning of the game, and I still don't think I can sell it because it's an FSA property. Let me try to sell this. 15,000? Yeah, I can't sell it. So that means, basically, this is an FSA property which I can no longer purchase. My level is too high. But when you first start out, you'll be able to purchase FSA properties at a very, very nice discounted price. Don't try to flip them for $3,000 or $4,000. It's a waste of time. Hold on to them for a little while because you can probably flip them for $9,000 to $10,000, $11,000 right now. Depends on the area. If you're able to snipe a really good price out here, you know, in the New York area, especially around Central Park, if someone prices it wrong and you can pick it up for 10 bucks and flip it for 30, you've got some really, really good value inside of there. But nobody made that mistake so far. So we added a couple properties, we placed a couple properties for sale, and that's generally what I'm looking to do every time I log in. I see if there are any new locations. In this case, there aren't any new locations, but an easy way to tell is just to zoom out. After you've done this a couple times, you'll know where all of these places are. But for me, I'll know if it's a new location because I have properties in all of them. So if there's one that doesn't have a blue dot, I know it's a new place and I'm going to have to try to pick something up there. But that's my weekly routine and what I like to do, whether it's weekly or daily or however often we end up logging in. But overall, it's just kind of general maintenance, buying and selling, continuing to flip, trying to find good value, undervalued things that people didn't know what they were doing. And then along with that, looking to continue growing our assets so that they continue, you know, we're buying logical things, large properties that earn residual UPX if they don't sell right away, so that we're still getting something from it. Hopefully that helps you out, and if you have any questions, of course, drop them in the comments below. And until the next one, enjoy, rest up, and we will see you all then. Thanks.